Hey y'all, welcome back to Ascending with Ashley. I'm Ashley. Um, this is I don't know. So I'll figure it out when I'm done. I just got word that a comrade named Klee Benali, passed away today. And I'm making a video on this because, Klee was a fucking badass. Is a badass. And I have been trying to get Klee and Dogon together to meet for a couple years, and it never happened on our side, and it wasn't on Klee's side. And so Dogon was just here for holiday, and we were talking about Klee, and I was showing him some of the work he's been doing, and I just opened up my Instagram, and he has passed away. So I want to do a quick talk about honoring our leaders when they pass away. One thing about being in the movement, if you are new to the movement, that you could probably figure out is that comrades pass away, and then there is like leadership that leaves, And I'm sitting here thinking about all of the leadership that Klee held. He's in Flagstaff, he's Dene or Navajo, and I met him when we started our master's degree. We were going to community organizations to learn about the work and the resistance, and Klee had an anarchist info shop in Flagstaff. I'm sure it's, this just happened, so it's still there. He has the shop there, and his community organizing model is incredible, not to mention the artist that he was, and also the materials that he put out for education and resistance, and direct action. I mean, the man is incredible, and I'm really sad to hear this. And I just had to call Dogon and tell him, and usually Dogon's the one calling me to tell me when someone's passed away, because I left the movement in LA. And I feel heavy, because the movement's not ready to lose our leaders. And I think if anything, the past 3 months have shown that. Yes, more people are stepping into leadership, but we really are not organized enough to be losing those that can really guide us and support us in movement work. And, being a part of this movement, we've lost my LA comrades. I have this one picture. There's like 7 of us in the picture, and there's only like 4 of us alive still. No, there's more of us than that. But anyway, and I'm just thinking about all of these people that we've lost, like Eddie and General Jeff and Wesley and Klee, of course, and Al. And I know you don't know these folks, but these are people who are on the ground, in their own struggles, doing work. And it's really sad to me that the impact that these folks have had, it really sucks. Sorry, Carl. Carl was the one that got me into LA Can. We used to go out to lunch together all the time. But I'm heartbroken for Palestine, and I'm heartbroken for the movement. And then I saw that Motaz lost a good friend today. And I just want to bring this here because, yeah, people die every day. People are born every day. That's the cycle of life. But when we lose our really strong fighters, the ones that instill the courage in us to stand up and resist, it's a hole, it's a missing piece. And we have to trust and believe that the impact that was made and the people who took knowledge and wisdom from those folks to do their own thing, like myself included, it just feels like a big hole And so I kind of just wanted to get on here. As we see escalating violence all over, there's, more death, and every day there's more death. And so I want to put this out here as a reminder. If you've had the privilege or opportunity to work alongside or take leadership or learn from people who have been in the movement, please do them justice. Please do whatever it is that you can to instill those lessons and make this world a better place, because our leaders are going fast and they're going too soon. We don't have people to step into those roles on this side of the movement. And so a call to action: step into the movement. Even if you've never lost a comrade, I'm sure you've lost someone in your life. You can have some sort of empathy to know how that feels. But it just feels so sad and so heavy. Clee just made a board game called Burn the Fort. It's all about Indigenous education and the way that Indigenous folks in the United States were colonized. He also just wrote a book, and he's a silversmith. This incredible jewelry with silver and turquoise. I'm wearing these. These are fake. I apologize, but I wanted to put something on in tribute. So I put some turquoise on. And I just want to remind everybody that there's a place for every single one of us in the movement, creating the world to be a better place. And I hope that enough of the ancestors' quotes can motivate you to really, here's Gandhi, be the change you wish to see in the world, I have an Ancestors Speak project on my A Future for All Instagram, and I haven't done very much with it. But I feel like we continue in the movement to reinvent the wheel a million times over. And that's why we don't make as much progress as we could if we were more organized and, also didn't have capitalism breathing down our necks. But Clee has really inspired me. Clee and Los Angeles Community Action Network and other organizations have really inspired me in the way that I'm organizing community. And I hope that if you have someone like that in your life, you can really move forward in whatever visions. And God, this is just it's crazy. We were just looking at his Instagram 2 days ago, and I just want to make sure that we remember when we lose our really, really strong leaders, to whatever it is that we lose them to, that we have a bigger need to link, right? I'm thinking of the game Red Rover, Red Rover. You remember where people try to run through the hands? We have to get really close and kind of, fill that hole without reinventing the wheel every time. And I just wanted to do a big shout out to Clee. We've been trying to get to Flag for years for him and Dogon to meet up. They do a lot of the same work in different regions. And I just think it's such a damn shame. Not to mention just his leadership and his fucking courage, People who speak up. I made a video about this. I don't know what it was under, but when you speak up, you give that courage to others to do that. And Clee is one of the men that I looked up to a lot about speaking up on things, and made me feel safe when I chose to speak up on things as well. Safe in the sense of I'm not alone doing this, speaking on behalf of justice. And so I just would like to honor him and all the other comrades. I'm only speaking on Los Angeles and Flagstaff, but it's just so there are some shoes that cannot be fit into. Klee is one of those people. And I wish his family just so much love and support. And I'm doing what I can over here in this area to support, I know, people in our community that are also people of his community. So please just get involved and find some comrades to do work with, and most importantly, take leadership from those who have been fighting for a long time, and honor them when it's time to honor them. Preferably before death. That would be great. But yeah, you know, that Macklemore song, you never know what you got till it's gone. It just feels so heavy. He was a big, big leader. I know he was. You know, and I just, especially for Flagstaff. Flagstaff is a relatively small community that has a lot of needs for indigenous folks and is an occupied land, much like Palestine. And Klee always called it that and referred to it as occupied Flagstaff. And again, that's a learning point for those of us that don't speak like that or think like that or even know that. So I just want to get on here and honor the fallen comrades, especially, you know, within Palestine. And the world is really heavy right now. It's really heavy, but we are coming up on a pretty crazy year. And I know in 2020 I lost some comrades. There was one person in particular that we lost that it felt so heavy. It just, Death Day is so unexpected, and it's just, the fight continues, you know, the fight continues, and we all have a part to do in the fight, and also decolonizing and rebuilding and ensuring that the work that has been done by comrades who have passed does not go in vain. And that's a big premise of my Ancestors Speak project. I just put quotes of comrades and ancestors who have, again, done all this, that we are continuing to reinvent because people don't pay attention to what's happened. So I'm going to put Klee's Instagram handle in my description box. He just made this book and board game. If you can support that, I will be buying them, but that's the reason I'm putting the link. It's not so you can go be a dick on his page. He's passed away. Please don't ever do something like that. But if you can support his living memory, that's a good place to start. I know you don't know him, but he was a very, very prominent leader for indigenous rights here in northern Arizona. So I hope y'all have a good one.